Hello, welcome to Victory Chat with Jackie Mckeever. I'm your host, Jackie Mckeever. On Victory Chat, we chat about books, business management, and the mindset. Why? Because your victory literally starts with a conversation. Remember, you can find the video version of many of these podcast episodes and much, much more on my YouTube channel, Jackie D. Mckeever. To find my YouTube channel, you can simply go to www.jackiemckeever.com/links. It'll be in the description, so no worries. And while you're there, make sure you're subscribed. So y'all in for a treat. So as part of my Behind the Author's Pen series, I have an author, a female author that's joining us today. Her name is Anntricia Bray, and she's the author of Recreating a Better Me 7-Step System. Hello, Anntricia, how are you doing today?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm well. Are you? So she has volunteered, y'all, to get in our hot seat and answer these 10 questions. Now, these questions are live now. I'm not responsible, first of all. I'm not responsible for her answers because y'all see on her screen it say unfiltered, okay? So put your babies up. This is grown folks talk right here. Are you ready for the hot seat? Are you ready for the hot seat?
I'm ready. Come with it.
Okay. No, they not hard questions, like for real, for real. But anyway, the first question is, why did you decide to write this book?
Well, this book is actually a rebrand from my previous books. So I started out with Recreating a Better Me when I come to the realization that I was not enjoying life. And so as a 40-plus-year-old woman whose kids are up and grown, in a relationship with a husband that I don't really know, and just thinking that it's got to be more to life than what I'm getting out of it. And so I come up with Recreating a Better Me. I begin to search the word. I begin to search to find the abundance of life that we are promised through our spiritual birthright, that royal priesthood, that abundant life. And that is what birthed Recreating a Better Me. So after the rebrand of that, then I come up with the 7-step system. These are the steps that I've taken to recreate my entire existence.
That was good, girl. I feel like I should be just sitting here being quiet. Okay, the next question is, how long did it take for you to write this book?
Whew. The story spanned back since my birth, since even before my birth, being born to a teenage mother in the 70s, a mother who was in poverty. So I was born and raised in poverty with the help of her grandmother. Now, I had a dad in my life who was active in my life, but for the most part, those young memories are influenced through my maternal grandmother and my young mom, who not only had me, but had an older sibling of mine before she graduated high school. And so with that, she put her life on hold. She went to work. She had a full scholarship to attend college. She didn't accept that scholarship because she felt like it was her responsibility to raise these two young children that she had. But she worked. She made sure that we never, ever lacked anything. And through that, my life began to mold and shape because, you know, as someone in poverty also comes those things that are attached to poverty. And so I was in that generation to where you were silenced about everything. You know, you didn't have a And so as the world evolved, and as I began to evolve, I began to not only allow myself to have that voice that I never had, but also that voice for my mother and for others who are following me. I use my voice now to be that voice that they may have never had. And so it opens the door so that we're all free.
That's good. Because people don't that's one of the reasons why I added just the Behind the Author Pen series my podcast and on my YouTube channel, because there is a lot of value in a story. Stories can literally change your life. They change your life. They can either impact your life positively, negatively, but it causes change in some type of way. And it's important that we tell those stories, because I feel like, this is just my opinion, I feel like many things that happen that are generational, the church speak of generational curses. And it's because, like you said, it's a lot of things that went on, and baby boomers and the time before baby boomers, and even some of my generation, I'm Generation X, that people didn't speak about, that they're being more vocal now. I very vocal. I mean, people are saying things and doing things that I would never had even thought about doing. And that's both good and bad. And we're not going to talk about that today, but yes, there is value in a story. So when it came to publishing your book, were there any delays?
No, I am a self-published author.
Go ahead with your bad self.
Prior to Recreating a Better Me, back when I was a young single mom raising my two girls, I had written a book and I submitted it for publishing. At that time, it was denied, but I knew that I had a voice that needed to be heard. And like I say, as our world evolves and with technology, I sat in 2019 to learn what it was to self-publish. And so coming into that knowledge, I sat down and figured it out. And let me just say, because I shared with you prior, is that I'm not a reader. I don't read, and this is what's so amazing about my story. I am an educator. I do hold a master's degree in education, but it has nothing to do with my reading skills. I actually read on or below a third grade level. And so with that being said, my earlier writings reflect some of that. But technology allows you to use your voice, and that voice can transcribe, and there's so much help and things like that out here. And so just sitting and learning what it is to self-publish, knowing that there are many great authors out here who have also self-published, it just lets us know that there are no excuses
for our
voices to be heard. I have a legacy. I have big shoes to fill. My mom and grandmother, they were strong women. That was the strong women syndrome, So I come from a lineage of strong women who believed in education and who sacrificed so much. And there's no way that I could leave this earth and not live up to my fullest potential.
Yeah, she dropped so many nuggets, and we ain't not even finished, honey. First of all, don't let your limitations stop you. Because y'all know I have to add a little scripture. It just reminded me in Genesis about when Moses, God gave him a calling, and he thought about his limitations. He kept saying, well, God, I can't lead the people out of Egypt. I can't do that. I can't talk. Okay. I stammer or I stutter. These people not going to listen to me. Why not get my brother? And because he was just so determined to hang on to those limitations, he said, go on, take your brother with you, but you going to be the head. So that just shows you, no matter what you're calling, anytime you say yes, there's going to be a way to get it done. And I just love that. Okay, y'all. Listen, you're going to have me running up out of here shouting. Okay, let me get to these questions. So who was this book written for? When you wrote it, who is it for?
First of all, for me. First of all, because in order for me to have the impact and the influence and to empower others to live their best life, they have to see it in me first, because I am the messenger. The word come through me, and it's birthed out, and it's going to fall on whoever it's going to fall on. Second of all, for my young ladies, I have 2 young women that I gave birth to, and it's important to me that they understand my story. They understand where I come from. I didn't do everything right being a young single mother, raising 2 young girls. I didn't do everything right, yet I did the best that I can. But one thing's for sure is that life is not going to be easy. Life is not always going to be fair, but you don't have to just sit and take what life throws at you.
That's right.
There is a formula for this thing. There is a God that lives within us. There is promises that we stand on every day we get up and give life another chance. And as long as we can do that, then knowing my story, knowing where they came from on down through the generational line gives them hope. And then outside of them, just the entire culture of women, period. We serve, we're taught to serve, we're taught to give. But sometimes it seems like giving our own self that same grace and that same pass, so to speak, as we give everybody else.
Give ourselves compassion.
It's hard for us to do that. It's like we have to feel guilty for doing something for ourselves. So I have to speak for the millions of women around the world to let them know that we can still be a great woman. We can still be that God woman. We can still be that successful woman, but also give ourselves grace and live a life deserving of the queens that we are.
Okay. I have to remind myself, listen, I don't mean to offend nobody that's listening to this, but I have to remind myself that I'm not Jesus. I'm not going to always do things perfectly, okay? I'm not going to always say the right words. I'm not going to always do things in a timely manner that certain people might expect me to do, because life be lifing, and you got to keep up, okay? Hey, I'm here. That's all I can say is I'm here, and I'm here 100% or whatever percentage I got for the day. Okay. Cause we multitaskers too. That was good. So you mentioned, so my next question is about your other books and stories and articles. Can you tell me briefly about some of your other books that you wrote, or the names of the books or something?
Yes, some of the other books that I wrote before I rebranded, and let me just say I rebranded as a result of my divorce. So I was under another name. And so I no longer use that name. And so with that, I pulled the books from the shelf, but they're still available on audio. So those books are still available. So there was Recreating a Better Me, Struggling to Forgive, Time to Talk Business, Financial Education Simplified, and Press Through 2020.
That's good. So will there be other books for you?
I imagine so.
Yes, that's
as
a
it
yes, y'all.
as
She
it,
didn't say no. She didn't say no. That's a yes. We're gonna hold her to it. So listen, she mentioned that she was a YouTuber. Tell the people what your YouTube name is so we can press that
you
button.
see it. You see it.
Y'all see
Anntricia
that?
Bray Unfiltered.
Okay. y'all make sure y'all subscribe to her channel too. So y'all can press like anyway. So when people read this book, what do you want people that you don't know or people just happen to come across your book to get out of the book?
Well, the book is not only a read that shares a little bit about my transition and some of my backstory, but it's also composed of a workbook. So there's questions that you actively go through. So it's like a guide where I'm guiding you through some of the hard questions that I had to ask myself. I'm asking some of you to work through some of the questions that help you not only identify with your strengths in life, but also your weaknesses so that you can make that total transformation for your own life as it applies to the experiences that you've been through in those areas that you'd like to change.
Don't she sound like a teacher, y'all? Every time I ask her a question, she giving y'all some lessons. That's good. That's good. So what authors or books, what authors inspire you? Who inspires you?
I'm a Joel Osteen fan. So anything Joel Osteen, he was a big part of my transformation, just finding something easy to listen to and easy to read, easy to understand, and something positive, because that is where my mindset lies. I am a positive person. Those negative things that come my way, I try to find positivity in it all. And so he, I would say, would be most influential in where I'm at today.
That's
now
good.
there's also the great
There's
also the greats, that we all read, Napoleon Hill and Jim Rohn and all those, but I would say Joel Osteen would be my go-to.
That's good. I like Joel Osteen too because he has a positive message, and some people don't like that, and I don't understand why. Because I just believe, I believe that positivity and love is a thing that connects you, that can connect you with people. And I think some of that has to deal with deal with tradition. And tradition, we had a lot of fire and brimstones and stuff when we were coming up and stuff, and there's a lot of consequences, but in my opinion, now nobody has to share my opinion. Listen, sometimes we be lifing and we already feel like we in hell and brimstone, and we standing there in the rain. So, if we going through all this, we in fire and brimstone, hell and brimstone, fire and brimstone. Why would we go somewhere else? You know what I'm saying? We already there. I like his, and the reason why I like his messages is because he teaches the positive. There's light on the other side. And it reminds me, just personally, I mean, I know you the person that's being interviewed, but it reminds me when I was coming out of depression, I needed light. I was already in darkness. And I feel like some of the people who may have been in church left church because they haven't felt that light. They haven't felt that love. They need love, and I'm not saying he preaches love. He preaches positivity, but I'm just saying they need those things. So my next question, we almost done. You're doing really well. So my next question is, what advice would you give others writing a book?
Just be you. many times we feel the pressure of trying to imitate someone else, and that's not going to hold over. We want the bestseller. We want to be this grand person, so to speak, but you have to know you are unique, and just writing the book and being who you are, and allowing that to shine through your words on the pages sets you above and beyond anyway. There's no one that compares to you. If you sell one book, if you sell no books, you are amazingly created for the assignment that you have. So don't put too much pressure on yourself to say that it has to be perfect. You just be perfect at being you and allowing your authentic self to shine through on the pages.
I love it. Don't keep it simple. Keep it simple. So here's a question. Can you tell us something that we'll find in the book? I mean,
In this book, I can tell you, though the first 5 chapters or the 5 steps works on you, the person, in helping you see yourself and to create that better human person within you, steps 6 and 7 are a bonus, and that is what people pay thousands of dollars for other people to coach them and teach them. It's in the book. Finances. We can't get through life without finances. So it transitions your personal finance into creating a financial legacy, financial wealth, eliminating debt. It takes you step by step in how to do that. That's important to better living. We can't get away and out of this life without spending some kind of financial resources. So it's helping you understand what currency is. It gives you the steps to begin to eliminate debt and to build that financial wealth plan for you and your family. Step 7 is the other step that we don't think about, and that's about business. So part of your legacy is using that gift that is within you to create business so that you have those financial resources, those additional streams of income that continue to come into your household to supply your household to for those things that what you need. So we don't have to live in poverty no matter where we started. Remember, I started in poverty. I was raised up in an old country shack with no running water, no indoor plumbing or bathrooms or anything like that. That's how I started. But I've evolved. I'm in a house that's paid for. We don't have to worry so much about living from paycheck to paycheck when we use what we have in us already. We're already equipped with it all to create that legacy that we talk about, that legacy that we dream of. It's in you already. So this book, in those steps 6 and 7, are just help you unfold those things as you're going through your healing and your transformational journey.
That's good. Well, those are all the questions I have for you. This was an amazing interview. I really enjoyed it. Each question, I promise you, I could tell you an educator, because each question you gave a lesson. I'm going to drop you these nuggets. Don't say I ain't tell you. It's real good. So before we leave, tell the people where they can find your book.
My book is on Amazon.
You can find her book, Creating a Better Me 7-Step System, at Amazon. Purchase your copy today.
I do have a author page. You can follow me there on Amazon by going to the my author page, Anntricia Bray. Also, you can find it through my Linktree. That's Linktree/Anntricia Bray Unfiltered.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for sharing this book with everybody. Listen, for more behind the pen episodes, video episodes, make sure you go to my YouTube page, Jackie Delta Mckeever. The link will be found in the description. And remember, your victory starts here.